Hello guys, and welcome to another video lesson in Cambridge IGCSEs. So this time we are going to focus on reading. So if you guys looked at the previous video, we did some writing exercises. If you didn't look at the previous video, that's totally fine, but I would suggest that you take a look at it. So today we're gonna focus on some reading, and we are going to look at how can we improve our reading techniques. So we have talked about this before in your IGCSE English as a Second Language course, but for those of you who might have forgotten, or for those of you who just want to improve, let's take a look a little bit at the two reading techniques that we recommend in the exam. So the first one is skimming. So here it says skimming and scanning are usually considered speed reading skills because they are not used for intensive reading. So what does that mean? It means that they are essential skills that you will need when you're doing your exam. So skimming a text, for example, is that trick that you do when you are reading a text and you need to get the general idea. For example, in some texts that you might get, for example, an article, you might read the article and then I might ask you, so guys, what is this article about? Well, usually you'll have the title that will give you one of the clues what it's about, but then I might ask you, is it a critical piece, or is it a rewarding piece? Is it an analytical piece? Is there a review? And then from skimming the text you will be able to figure that out. Now the next one is scanning. Okay, so scanning on the other hand allows you to quickly search a text for a particular piece of information. Now this is ideal for when you're doing your exams. So as we have talked about before, and if you have done past paper exercises, you know how this works, that when you get a reading exercise in front of you, what you first need to do is that you, if I just go back to the previous slide again, you first skim the text to get a general idea of what's going on. Then you scan it for clues in order to answer the questions. So I'm gonna have some reading exercises at the end of this presentation, so then you'll be able to practice a little bit. So if we take a look here, we have 3 questions. When did computer mice first appear? What was the first company to market the computer with a mouse? What other features have replaced mice today? So you have 3 questions, and then you have a short text here. I've forgotten the W here, but it's supposed to say while. So while they only became commonly used in their mid-1980s, computer mice first appeared on the market in 1981. Many people might be surprised to know that the first company to market a computer with a mouse was Xerox. Today, while computer mice are still common, other features like touchscreens and touchpads have replaced mice on many devices. So where in this text can we find the answer to these questions? Now, if we were using our skimming and scanning techniques, what words here should we mark as importance of this exercise? So in order to help you guys out, to make you understand what it is that I mean, I've done this in the next slide. So when did the computer mice first appear? You have the answer matching here in blue. Computer mice first appeared on the market in 1981. What was the first company to market a computer with a mouse? The first company to market a computer with a mouse was Xerox. What other features have replaced mice today? Other features like touchscreens and touchpads have replaced mice on many different devices. So quite easy when you have it like this in the 3 colors. But remember to really look out for these keywords. So when you are scanning the text, when did the computer mice first appear? Mark the word appear and it matches in the text. What was the first company to market the computer? Market. Then we have market here. Oh, sorry. We have market here again. What other features have replaced mice today? Here we go again. We have replaced as a key word. Now, what I'm going to give you guys for the following part of this presentation is that here we have a video. So I encourage you guys to copy this link, and it will take you to a website which focuses on English as a second language. Here you can find a video introduction to the reading section of your exams. The video is about 2 minutes long, and it does cover some structural things. However, it's quite similar to what we have just done. Also, for those of you who are more interested in self-studying, I can say that this ESL school website is very good for those of you who have the discipline to look at perhaps past papers, etc. However, after you have watched this clip, we will take a look at a reading exercise. So I'm gonna start by reading this for you guys to begin with, but then I'm gonna leave you to complete the exercise by yourselves. So here in this exercise part we have, let me show you, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sections, and we have 7 questions. I have excluded the extended question. So take a look at the first part. There is a new buzz in towns and cities in Great Britain. Beekeeping, normally practiced by people living in the country, has become a fashionable hobby for those who live and work in the cities. It is now estimated that there are more worker bees in London than there are working people. Beekeepers living in the towns have begun to outnumber those in the country because plants growing in towns can offer more exciting nectar, the bees' basic food, than fields in the countryside. These fields have often been treated with pesticides which are harmful to bees. So that's the first section of your text. Remember, in your exams you will get your text all together on an A4 paper. Here it has been divided up to make it easier for you guys to just focus on the task. So the first question is, how does the number of beekeepers living in the country compare with the number in towns? Where can we find the answer to this? Now, we might not have it as easily as we did in the previous exercise to find compare, or do we? Okay, that's up to you guys to find the answer. In the next exercise, you're gonna have to keep reading and answer 2 questions. And then you will have another section. You will read the text and you will answer 2 questions. And then final section. I have even divided this up for you guys to make it a little bit more manageable. I know it's not ideal to read on a screen, but and then you have 2 questions here at the end. Okay, so what I suggest that you guys do now is that you will go back in this video and you will pause for each section that you need to do. And remember to answer the 7 questions and you will respond back to me. So hope you enjoy and thank you very much.